Good evening, and welcome to the Curse of Strahd. Who would like to recap what happened last time? I know it's been a while since we missed a week.
We went to, we wanted to kill Victor because we thought, he was just a totally irredeemably awful dude. So we got through the Home Alone house, with all the traps and shit.
I have to say, in retrospect, very excellent use of concentration spells.
And then we decided not to kill him because he wasn't quite as awful as we thought he was gonna be.
By Barovian standard, he was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
He was
probably.
We thought he was gonna die in his.
He was
anyway.
legitimately one of the top 2 kindest people we've met in Barovia.
That's
I
not
wouldn't go
saying
that
Maybe
far.
top 5.
I don't know about that.
Top 5 is more guaranteed, yeah.
Anyway, and then we went back to the inn to rest for a while. We let Victor go, and he's gonna try his portal thing, and we don't know if that worked or not. But also he gave us a treasure, so we have treasure now, that we're gonna try to use. Well, we wanted to use it to buy a scroll of greater restoration so that we could, undo what he did to Stella Wachter.
Did you open it yet?
No,
we didn't.
Okay.
Because the next thing happened.
We don't actually have a key for it.
It's fine, I'll just knock it.
Right, because the key was presumably on his father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He told you.
The key to
the chest.
Oh,
Yeah, we
did
basically-
the chest, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We basically absconded with the family vault.
Yeah, and we left that with Beatrix, who was also.
And Irina's
Irina
dying now, so there's
had
that.
the plague or whatever. And then we went to go meet up with Lady Wachter again. And then fucking Strahd showed up with an army of vampires and was like, I'm gonna occupy this town now.
And Katrina is currently hiding under the stage.
Right, and we ended with Katrina von Zorovna. Welcome home.
Additionally, we found the diary of one of Katrina's mother's companions.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, who was the captain of the ship that we found in the river.
Right.
Who, given people I know and people specifically my mother knew, is also friends with Van Richten, who we presume is Rictavio.
And who is also dead.
Yes.
Probably.
Very likely.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Most certainly.
And apparently I'm missing exactly 1 hit point.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Katrina, you are under the stage. You hear the last words. Katrina von Zorovna, welcome home. And then there is a flash of lightning. And he is gone.
Oh. Okay.
I'm still under the stage.
Yeah.
And I'm like crouched next to the stairs apparently.
Are the mists still surrounding us? The ones I vaguely recall that the entire place was surrounded in mist.
Yeah.
And it.
There was, yeah. It was preventing you from leaving the square.
Yeah.
Is this still so?
It has stopped encroaching.
But it's there.
Yes.
Okay.
You hear the heavy armored footsteps of the vampires from down here as they step up.
Oh, it's that asshole again.
Yes.
That is the guy who killed Gash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been so long I had to re-clarify.
And he will speak up and say, "People of Vallaki, now that we have your attention, I am Dragomir, captain of our Lord's Guard. And there's there's still a hush over the crowd because there's still not, a whisper since Strahd has appeared. And before he continues,
Yeah, Lady Wachter is having a terrible day right now.
yeah, it's like, this is not how I thought today was gonna go.
I have one
She
spell
legit
slot.
just said Strahd can go fuck himself, and then Strahd showed up.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Anyway, Dragomir will continue and say, "A curfew will be imposed at sundown. You have until then to conduct your business for the day." He gives one last sort of, sweeping, surveying look over the crowd, and then he will turn and step away into the mists. And then the mists will recede.
But there's still a bunch of other vampires around.
They are.
But are they just like being guards and stuff, not like...
They do seem to be, being guards and stuff, yes.
But I mean, they're not like preventing people from leaving, they're just like watching.
Yeah, they're just watching. For now. Based on what Dragomir said, you have until sundown. Be in your homes by then.
Is it like mid-afternoon now or midday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the afternoon. It takes about 6 seconds before the first, person starts screaming. Someone in the crowd. It's just, we're all gonna die.
I mean, I don't think we're all gonna die immediately.
That's comforting.
Although, I think we should take this opportunity to, work, do our business.
GTFO.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, people are starting to panic a little bit. You see.
It's a real shame we didn't get horses for our cart before all this shit went down.
There's still time.
I'm not so sure, but we'll see.
I mean,
Katrina, are you ever gonna come out from under the stage?
That depends. I am very scared right now,
From where I am on the crouch next to the stage, I will motion for you to come towards the rest of the group.
I'm curled up, not really looking in that direction, and still kind of hyperventilating, so...
Katrina, get over here. We need to move
make
now.
me a wisdom save.
Okay.
It takes you. You snap out of it pretty quickly once you realize he's gone. About 3 seconds, and then you are able to see Marcus.
We're leaving
I'll-
now.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Go over towards where Camus is.
The inn? That's where our stuff is.
Yes.
Beckon over to Jasmine.
Yeah, I'm coming. Unfortunately, I can't.
Katrina,
open
you catch
the
Lady
treasure
Walker's
chest right
eye as you are leaving. She's sort of looking at you with a confusion, but
I
also
look
like
back with a pleading look that just trying to say sorry without actually saying sorry.
she will. Yeah, give me a charisma check. Okay. She gets the picture of what you're trying to convey. Her look softens a little bit. The mistrust that you see forming, fades away just as fast. And she gives you a look in return that you sort of seem to take to mean as like, we can talk about this later.
Mm-hmm.
Sure we can.
And then she sort of goes to say something to the guard over here.
I'll turn back to the group and say, "Come on, we should go."
Don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
Turn about his fair play, I guess.
To the inn.
To the inn. How are you navigating through the situation? The crowd and the soldiers.
If my clothes have a hood...
Also,
Sorry.
we were told that we could go about our business, so I'm assuming we can go about our business.
Mm-hmm. If my clothes have a hood, that would definitely be up, and I'd be hiding my face right now.
All right.
It's probably a little difficult to get around though because everyone's freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like some checks. The skill is up to you, so long as tell me how you're using it to sort of get through a crowd that is on the verge of panic.
Well, the crowd's down here, and we're going up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but people are also starting to run.
I
their
am
homes.
going to attempt to use perception to sort of see an opening or perhaps a less traveled path that could get us to the inn.
All right. Yeah, so you see that people are, so you figure, okay, people are running to their homes probably. There's not as many people running to the business streets. So you can think of at least one sort of street that is less traveled. It's not going to take you all the way to the tavern, but you're like, oh, we can start off here, and that will get us through the first leg of this little rigmarole.
I'm going
You're
to
about
use...
a third of the way to the tavern. Who else would like to make a check?
I'm going to use insight just to sort of scan the crowd in front of us and see if I can identify anyone who would recognize me from name, face, description, and knowing what's going on would have some choice words to say about the situation so that we as a group can avoid them. Just sort of tugging on Marcus's shoulder down a different alley so that we can avoid that unfortunate and awkward reunion.
All right, roll.
Nice.
Yeah, you sort of dodge here and there. It isn't really that many people, but you do see one person, just some commoner, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you don't really know who they are, but you saw their face, right? They were near the stage. They saw you under the stage when your name was mentioned, and you saw sort of their face go in horror, like what?
Mm-hmm.
And you see this person. You see him first. You see that he sort of sees you, right? He looks at you and then sort of does this double take, and starts to his face go in horror and shout. But in the time that he double takes, you are gone. You Batman him and duck through an alleyway, which proves to be a pretty good shortcut. Also,
Neat.
you are now 2/3 of the way there. I would like someone else to roll a skill that is not perception or insight.
I'm gonna roll acrobatics to duck and weave. Since I assume we're closer to the more crowded,
Stuttered for a second.
Mm.
Because it went quiet.
What did
And
you
then
hear?
Steve said he was looking at the floor, and then
And I'm pushing my way past the crowd, walking past all of you, not even stopping, just because I want to get out of this crowded situation as quickly as possible.
and then
I do not want to draw the attention of any of these people.
And then it cut back into whatever Josh was in the middle of saying.
Yeah, the barkeep's wife that you push past tries to say something as she sees and recognizes you as like a customer. But you pay her no mind. She's like, "Oh, hello there, dearie. Okay then." Where's Marcus on the map? I don't see you.
I'm right next to Jasmine.
Oh, you're under a thing. Okay.
Under something on the GM layer.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
you're
yeah,
under a
yeah.
marker.
I was making
Suddenly a
sure
troll appears.
making sure the stream is still good.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's not even anything important. It's just oh, this is room C in the book.
I was joking.
Yeah, stream is still okay.
This is not the tavern in which you fight a troll.
Twitch just said that.
Implying
there
that
was
there
an
is
error on
one.
the screen, so I just
yeah, right.
wanted to make sure that all this is getting recorded, which it still is.
All right.
Anyway, what I was trying to ask when I soon realized no one could hear me, I was asking if Beatrix and Irina were still down here, or did they go
Yeah,
somewhere
they're
else?
still here.
Okay.
How does Irina look?
Eh.
We need to get out of
She
here.
looks about the same.
Yes, we really need to leave.
What's going on?
Did you hear about what happened in the square?
I heard a lot of things.
Well,
You hear, distant panic screams here and there.
Well, first of all, just so you know, there is now a curfew imposed at sundown. Don't be outside after sundown.
Good to know.
And
Who
if
imposed
you
this
hear-
curfew? Is it Lady Wachter?
Worse.
people aren't exaggerating when they say that the devil came here.
With an army of vampires.
Oh,
I just
well,
Yes, that's
He
actually
sits
the
down.
truth, unfortunately.
he's just like, well, he takes a seat. Shit.
They're not attacking anyone, so they don't have any violent interests at this moment.
Waiting for someone to say yet.
Yeah, one of the other people in the bar says the yet part. It's like, yet, just you wait, we're all dead.
Well, I happen to like being alive. I'm not very interested in becoming dead.
How long is it before they start taking people?
Well, I'm afraid I really don't know the answer to that one.
We're not gonna stick around to find out.
Speaking of that, I don't know if we may not be staying tonight. We may be staying tonight, but I know we haven't paid for tonight, and since things are a bit crazy, I'll just pay you for the rooms now. And if we don't stay the night, then you get a nice tip.
Thank you kindly.
How much was it for the rooms? I can just drop them a gold piece.
Yeah, 1 gold.
Hey.
For the lot of you.
Neat.
Even if it's slightly more than 1 gold for the 3 rooms that we have,
Yeah.
I feel like he's the kind of person with the insight to know what's going on with our particular group.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, if my wife asks, I charge you extra for crisis time. Yeah.
Sounds
Whatever
fair.
you say.
And then, as if right on cue, the wife, having gone to check in on the kids on the room that you just came from, comes back out and says, "Oh, and we need to talk about."
Leaving the door unlocked.
Yeah. But also about all these people that are coming here to hide in rooms. We can't just give our bed space away for free. And he's like, I know, woman, I know. I charged them extra, right? And he looks at you guys.
You did?
Roll deception.
Okay.
Aided by Mardukov? Maybe yes, no? Oof.
She looks at you. You can tell she doesn't believe you.
Well,
And she turns to Erwin and just gives him a little, pat on the head, and then goes off to prepare drinks and stuff.
How many vacant rooms do you have? And how much would it cost to reserve all of them for these people? Just so that you're not giving them away for free.
Well, there's the two rooms. There's the two rooms you're occupying. There's the general room. That one's got.
excuse me, we're occupying 3 rooms.
Well, no. So he's talking about the two rooms that have
Oh, right,
two
right,
beds
right,
each.
right, yeah.
And then there's the room that has
Yeah,
a
the
bunch
one
of
I'm
beds. The bunk room.
Mm-hmm.
That you have one bed. It's like, well, we've got 2 spare beds in that one, and then we've got another room.
I'll just drop 5 gold on the counter and ask if that's enough to cover the refugees.
Sure, but doesn't change the fact that we have a limited bed space.
Use your best judgment.
Well,
good
I
guy.
suppose
Fit who you can.
if we prioritize couples, we could fit twice as many. And he just nods to you. All right.
Appreciate it. Now you stay safe.
You
And-
as well.
I'll head up to the room.
Yeah, we should reconvene in a private room to discuss.
All right.
Who wants to help me carry this chest upstairs?
I will.
And if you hear a loud noise coming from our room, don't worry about it. It's not hurting anything, it's just unlocking something.
Okay. Well,
I actually can't do that right now.
Oh. In that case, never mind.
oh yeah, like the chasing Victor took like all your spells.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1
I
spell
have
slot
no
left.
spells. I used my last spell slot to summon an illusion of the sun, and then Strahd showed up.
Yeah, how do you know it wasn't Lady Watcher going, fuck Strahd, maybe it was the sun appearing.
Who knows?
That's funny. Does anyone else even have spell slots left?
I have a first level and a second level slot left. But if we take a short rest, I can regain either 1 second level or 2 first level.
I mean,
I've got
it's-
one level first level slot, but I mean ranger spells aren't all that useful.
It's kind of an emergency and we really need the gold, so we could just bash the chest open.
Yeah.
All right. Make me an athletics check, somebody.
Are we
What
in?
is-
We're going to the room now, right? We're in
Yeah.
the room. If we're bashing the chest.
Also, I do want to
Yeah, I can.
see if I can motion for Beatrix and Irina to join us. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Irina gets. Or rather, Beatrix forces Irina to, sit in the bed. It's like, stay.
Well, we are need to get her out of here. Now that Strahd's occupied the town.
Yeah, her brother paid us to keep. Well, I don't know that, but I think you've mentioned something that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we probably
something
informed
about
you
that.
Yeah, we would have filled you in on that detail. Place is no longer safe. For either of us. Any of us, probably.
Yeah, I think the best thing would be for the 6 of us to get the fuck out of here.
We do need to help Stella, though. We can't just leave her like that. And I'm not sure Lady Walker's going to be in a position to help her soon.
I suppose you're right.
Who knows what Strahd will do to her?
Either way, the faster we get this chest open, the faster we can help Stella get out of here.
Alright. Bash. Attempt.
Attempt. You chip the lock.
We're not really a strength party.
Not anymore.
Heh. Oh, sleight of hand is also acceptable if you want to pick the lock.
I'll
Don't we
try
need thieves'
sleight of
tools
hand.
for that?
Yeah, if you
I
have
do
thieves'
not
tools.
have thieves' tools on me.
I think that's the problem. None of us have thieves' tools.
Yeah.
I'll take a whack at the chest. I don't have strength, but I have proficiency in athletics. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty sturdy thing.
I'm gonna try something maybe slightly different. I don't know how you two have been trying to force entry into this chest, but given the attempts you have made thus far, if there is like any sort of a gap between like the lid and the base of the chest at this point, Katrina will try and like take a dagger and shove the blade sort of into that space, edge it up sort of near the lock, and use that as sort of leverage
All
to
right,
try and force it open.
all right. Roll it.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Now my dagger is stuck in the chest.
Yep.
Well, that's really unfortunate. Marcus, do you still have that crowbar?
Oh, yep.
It was a good try.
You
but
have
I'll
a
go ahead and try.
crowbar? What the fuck
I've
were you
used
sitting
it
around
several
watching?
times.
What the fuck are you
That's
sitting around
probably
watching
what I
me?
was. That's
take my dagger?
probably what I was bashing it with, honestly.
You were bashing a chest with a crowbar instead of using it for its intended purpose.
Okay, maybe not. I probably just like kicked it at first. And I was like, "Yeah, this is a strong thing." And
Okay,
then
I'll give it a
before I
try.
could take my crowbar out,
Or if you're using the crowbar,
Yeah,
roll advantage.
you shove your dagger in and try to get it open, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
I
that's
have a
what crowbars are
crowbar.
for.
Here, have my crowbar that you saw me
Add
use.
1 to that.
14.
Yes. Because I'm
You
jack of all trades.
you pry it open a bit.
Can we at least get a hand in there?
Yeah. Like, you can't
Okay.
get it fully open, but you can sort of just turn it upside down and sift all the coins out.
I mean, I'm
Guess
not gonna
that's better than
pour them
nothing.
all out as right now. We just need enough to get the scroll.
Alright, that's what we were taking this chest for.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, I guess I don't really know what's in there. Are there any gems? Like things that are not coins that might be of value?
Possibly.
How much money did we need for the
Can I
scroll
roll
again?
investigation to feel around?
Yeah.
How much money did we need for the scroll?
Oh, that's with. I forgot to uncheck advantage.
It was a 6th level spell, but I don't
Greater is
remember.
5.
It
Pretty sure.
feels
Oh,
it feels
okay.
mostly like coins. There's maybe some jewelry or a ring or something.
Yeah.
You don't know if that's just metal or if it had like a gem on it. You can't really.
Okay, then I'll just start pulling shit out.
All right.
Okay, yeah, it is 5.
Which means...
I don't remember what the quoted price for it was.
Something
But
like
it was-
1,100 or 1,200.
There in the chest you get 35 silver pieces, 180 gold pieces. It's mostly gold. You find 13 platinum pieces. And there is a
180 gold?
Yeah. And a single copper piece.
You mind typing that out?
Yeah.
I did on the note.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Thank you.
How much money is that in gold?
Yeah, how much is a platinum's worth 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is some 313 gold and change.
How much was the scroll?
Did
Like
any of you write it
1,200.
down? Yeah, it was about. It was, I think, 1,100.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we can get out of the chest?
There's
right
a few
now?
rings.
We also picked up a few scrolls from Victor's place,
We did.
which we could potentially use for trade. I know there was one Misty Step scroll and one Absorb Elements scroll.
There is still a second Feeble Mind scroll that was unaccounted for.
Right.
Right, isn't it actually accounted for?
Is it? I don't know.
Oh, we
You
took
have
it.
you took a feeble mind scroll.
Okay, so we have a Feeble Mind scroll.
The other
We
one
could just-
presumably was the other one Victor told you he used.
Um,
So that is both.
that's a
accounted
pretty
for.
powerful scroll. We could trade that back.
Yeah, what level is Feeble Mind?
8.
Like,
I'm pretty sure it's 8th level.
yeah.
That should be enough to trade. Like, by itself.
That would also necessarily mean we
Well,
don't
we
give
don't
it to
know
Walker,
where-
but we weren't planning on doing that anyway.
We don't even know where Greater Restoration spell is, though, do we?
At Isolde's place.
Did
Yeah.
they
can
have
buy-
one in stock, though?
I think
I'm
we
pretty sure we
asked and they
checked.
did.
because we wanted to know how much it was going to be and if they had one.
Yeah, yeah.
So they do have one. I just didn't
Yeah.
remember.
Assuming it
Okay.
hasn't been bought yet.
Well, then we better hurry.
Agreed.
While we're here in the inn room, does Irina still look slightly sick?
She's been coughing.
Just for safety, I'm gonna cast Luster Restoration on her. Just
And a
give us
disease.
one less thing to worry about.
There's a spell save DC. Well, no, that's just your generic spell save DC that it says on every spell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One disease or one condition.
It's just like, make a saving throw to get cured.
Watch,
It's the virus that's making the saving throw.
she fails to save to get the disease, but make the save to resist the cure.
It's not a thing.
We're joking.
I know, it's just funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean she. Oh.
What are you gonna say? It's some magical bullshit plague that resists lesser
No, but
restoration?
strictly speaking, if you are infected like by a virus that say is producing, making you produce lots of phlegm, if you cure it and make no more disease, that the residual phlegm is still there until you get it out.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't
fair.
like be able to tell right away. Oh, she stops coughing. She's like, I think I feel better.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you get sick, you feel really tired, not just because of what the sickness is doing to you, but what your body is doing
Yeah.
to fight the sickness, and you still need
Yeah.
to, like, rest after that.
Yeah, she still has the level of exhaustion that it gave her.
Right.
Beatrix will look her over.
And stay with her while we go deal with the scroll business, I assume.
Yes, you still need rest.
Does Katrina want to stay here?
If we're going to Lady Walker's afterward, I think I would like to come with, even if it would be a risk.
Just keep your hood up and your head down and you should be fine.
Plan on it.
You can also walk in the middle of the group so to not draw as much attention.
I am genuinely sorry for what I may have unintentionally done to this group.
We can speak of
What
this
are
later.
you talking about? Irina says.
We will speak of this at a later time. For now, we need...
Preferably when we're in the wagon on the road.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If we can trade the Feeble Mind scroll for the Greater Restoration scroll, then that still leaves us the 300 gold to buy horses with.
Yeah.
I also have about 50 gold I can add to that pile. Doesn't do us much good if we're dead.
I also have that 250 gold hand crossbow from the card on hand.
I think it's better served as a weapon.
Hand crossbows are awful. You could sell this fancy one for 250 gold and get a cheaper one for like a quarter the price.
Up to you. I guess it isn't magical. I checked that already, so the only thing we'd be losing is the sentiment of a dead man.
Well, the gold we have
Okay,
should
to the
be enough.
library.
Agreed.
You notice that the screams have died down.
Still keeping my hood up.
Yeah.
To the library.
Along the way, you see as you're walking down the street, right, and you see, you pass through the town square. You see that the vampires are all the people who died today in the square. You know, who still haven't been moved. The vampires are moving them and taking them away.
Don't want to know what they're doing with those.
Come
We're
on.
out on the road one night, we'll probably find out.
Daylight's limited. Let's keep moving.
Nothing we can do for those people now.
Question, is the library still there?
That is a good question.
Well, we're walking there, so
one
the
one
answer
that
will
you
present
could
itself.
Yes, when you cross the space to reach there, you are trying to have Katrina go unnoticed. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I imagine we're kind of walking
I
in
would
a
I would like
formation.
I would like another sort of one of these party skill challenges to do that. As you cross this way, this time the distance is greater because you're crossing
I
all
will
of
teach
town.
you the ways of stealth.
So I would like each person to roll a different skill.
Oof. I'm attempting to lead the party through stealthy ways.
You yourself, Marcus, are good at stealth. You're pretty good at sneaking. However, it is much harder to like instruct other people to sneak.
Well, it's also
You
like,
hear,
oh, let's go this way because there are people there. Let's sneak around this route. Stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
and it
but
doesn't
it's
go
still
quite as planned.
yeah. Because it's like, okay, let's go here. You're hurting, and it's kind of obvious. Someone sees you and says, "Hey, isn't that weren't they on the stage earlier?" And there's some
Were we?
murmurs.
We were like next to it. We weren't on it.
You said near.
He said on.
I meant near.
Okay.
I'm going to have my skill be persuasion. Still hood down, sort of actively trying to avoid their gaze, but I'm going to say, please, we don't want any trouble, we're just passing through.
One of them looks like he wants to say something, but then someone else in that group of commoners is just like, okay, no trouble, you got it. Looking a little afraid of you, actually.
Hey, we'll take what we can get.
And they sort of scamper away from you.
Katrina just sort of like shivers a bit.
Continuing.
I am going to once again attempt to find a path where stealth isn't quite as necessary, and I will cast guidance on myself so that I can add 1d4 to this.
Alright.
I probably didn't need to, but
Yeah.
Roll it anyway.
This time you figure and notice that the business sections are a little more busy because people are like, gotta, do my shopping before curfew.
Gotta stock up on toilet paper.
Yeah.
I hate that that's
So
still
yeah,
real.
you notice that this time it's the residential area that, people have all the people who wanted to rush here have rushed here already. And all the people who are not home yet still have some time. And they're frantically elsewhere trying to do their business, so Yeah, you're like, oh, this time this way's safe, and you're right on the money. That leaves 2 more of you.
One more. 3 of us have made checks.
Oh, yes.
So, Jasmine.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're out of the empty area. You're back on like a sort of busiest street. It's not like before where it's like get through the mob, but you know there are definitely people. You know, they're starting to look at you. Your formation is kind of weird.
Could you
There's
make
also
a
some
distraction so they look
soldiers and
elsewhere?
guards are about as well.
Yeah,
Distraction is definitely an idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a relatively tame distraction. I mean, in the sense that it's something which can easily be, What I'm trying to say is, I want to bump into somebody and pretend that they've pickpocketed me, but then suddenly I can, find my coin purse, like, in an inner pocket and be like, oh, here it was the whole time.
Hmm.
But, like,
Sorry for the
yeah,
confusion.
make a big stink until I find it.
And since I
Quote,
remember
unquote.
I have this cantrip, I will cast guidance on you. So you can add a d4 to that.
Should I roll deception or sleight of hand?
Well, if you're actually pickpocketing someone.
It sounds like performance.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then you can add a d4 because of guidance.
Yeah, what does it look like with the D4? Just okay.
That's a 19.
Yeah, so you pick your target first, right? You going for commoner, a noble, a guard.
A commoner.
Okay.
So I bump into them, then I pat myself like where I would keep my coin purse and be like, oh shit, it's gone. So I grab them and be like, hey, you.
Excuse
You
me?
stole my coin purse.
You see some guards coming.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You just got this man killed.
No, I'm gonna ham it up. That's what I feel like is the right choice right now. Yeah, what, you think you're real clever bumping into people on the street and stealing their purses? That's the oldest trick in the book.
I stand by my
What's...
statement of you just got this man killed.
So one of the guards comes over, like, all right, what's going on? And then
I assume at this, as she was doing this, we continue.
Yeah, y'all go.
Yeah.
the
be like up here now, I think.
yeah, so
This is a
one
reasonable distance.
one human guard and one vampire guard come.
Human
Sort of
guard looking
separately.
real nervous.
Yeah, the human guard's like, all yours, buddy. Please, I didn't.
Now would be a
Oh,
good time
really?
to
Then
find it.
where is my coin purse, huh?
We make our way inside.
I definitely just had it. I never leave home without it. Who would leave home without money?
Now would be a good time to find it.
No, I mean, yeah, and then I start dramatically patting my pockets, like starting with the lower pockets, like where it would make the most sense to keep it, like around waist level, and then I start like patting my higher pockets, and then all of a sudden I find it. And I'm like, oh, would you look at that? Gosh, I'm really sorry. It's been a really strange day, I'm sure you understand.
The commoner sort of nods, sweating. So, we're good, right?
Oh yeah, no problem.
And the vampire just looks between the two of you, looks at the commoner, will look at you, Jasmine. I would like you to make a
Hey.
deception roll.
I retract my statement. You didn't get this man killed. You got yourself killed.
I like
Or
it.
not. Clutch roll.
He just scowls at you. Be more mindful.
Oh, I promise. I'll be more careful in the future, definitely, sir.
And he sort of makes a mental note to remember your face if you're ever careless again.
Okay, well, we're leaving anyways. Doesn't matter. Okay, and then I will make my way towards the library also.
Alright, you arrived there. It has not burned down.
Hooray!
Isolde will give you the standard welcome as, you open the door and the bell rings. From behind the counter.
Do you still have that scroll of greater restoration? We really need it.
I can check.
That'd be great.
She opens a book and begins flipping. Yes, we still do.
What do you say to a bit of a trade? An 8th level scroll for the 5th level scroll.
Well, if you want to sell it, I can buy that from you for 500 gold. But if you'd like to trade it in for store credit, this is GameStop now.
Scroll stop.
Yes. I can offer you 1,000 gold in store credit. She says after looking at the spell, right?
Which we
Yeah.
can then put into buying another scroll, yes?
Yes. That is. You can also spend you can also spend store credit on spellbooks and spellbook accessories.
Again, none of us are wizards.
So we give you this scroll and an additional 100 gold, was it? We can purchase the Greater Restoration.
Sure.
And
Yes.
we'll just directly take that out of the...
Actually, how much would an
300.
absorb element scroll be? Because I'm not sure we're gonna have much use for that.
That's very true also.
The Misty Step one is pretty useful, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
absorb elements is less so.
I can offer you 50 gold for this.
In store credit?
I'll drop the other 50 gold.
No, just bring it out of the funds. It's fine. We need.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
took a giant handful of funds that we could all use
We
to not
did,
spend our whole...
in fact, get party funds for a reason.
Yes.
It's like 313 gold. I assume we just put the silver and copper pieces back because they were a chump. Or at least the change that didn't add up to full gold.
Might
I mean,
as
it's
well
still worth
keep
keeping track
tracking it.
of. Yeah.
He's like, all right, yes, I can do that for you. Was there anything else? Perhaps, and then she thinks for a moment and realizes that you've been here at the library a lot. Like, perhaps you want to go upstairs for the library?
Not today.
Unfortunately, we really don't have time for that.
Actually, I know this isn't necessarily the place for it, but we have limited time in which to go visit people, so you wouldn't happen to have holy oil here? Like stuff that could be rubbed on weapons and such?
You mean holy water?
Holy water you can throw at things, but holy oil you can actually rub on weapons to give
I
them
see.
anti-undead properties and such.
No, this is more of a arcane magic specialty store.
Then
The
we might be able to
church
stop by the
might,
church.
maybe.
It's on the edge of town. If we're headed that direction, we may as well.
Does she know anywhere to like buy horses?
Probably the stockyard. I was just gonna say we should go to the stockyard.
Yeah, the stockyard probably has. They sort of have everything that
We
isn't
should
magic.
we should buy them now since we're here. Then we're
Yeah.
close
Yes.
to it.
Yeah, then we can just hook them up to the wagon, drive the wagon back to the inn, and be like, get in.
Yeah. That was-
Get
I
in,
was
losers.
Yeah.
Get in, losers. We're going on a trip.
Yeah.
No time to explain.
All right. Well, if you wait just a minute, I will go get the scroll. And she takes the scrolls that you have given her, right, to take upstairs. And she's like, yeah, just don't touch anything while I'm up. I'll know.
Oh no.
No, she says, I'll know.
Oh, I thought you said
Like,
oh,
I will
no.
know. No. She's like, I will know if you touch anything. All the magic items that are like, on display, behind glass cases.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is Skyrim rules. You're not looking, so we can just, pick the locks and take anything we want.
Again,
Now
no,
wait
those
for a
have
moment
thieves'
while I put a
tools.
bucket over your head.
I love how that works.
This is a bucket, dear God. There's more. No. Anyway. So she gets the scroll, comes back, presumably.
Yes. She's like, all right, here you go.
Before we leave, I'm still hood up because,
Right, we
nervous
need to
and
go
panicky.
to the Walker house first, though.
We do. Stockyard, walk to house, then the inn, and then we can leave. Before we go, I thank you for the cloak. It's been far more useful than I thought it would be.
Oh,
sort
you're
of say-
hiding with the cloak of billowing.
Yeah!
Huh.
But doesn't it only billow when you want it to
It only
billow?
billows on command.
Yeah, I guess.
Haven't actually used the magical properties of it yet, but as far as cloaks go, it's been more than useful. Anyway, we should be going.
So you go over to the stockyard?
Yeah.
Alright. Give me perception rolls.
God damn it. I don't see fucking anything.
Oof.
Oh my
Oh.
god, what the hell?
Okay, that
It's okay, guys.
Lady's on point.
2 1s though. Oh man.
Oh man.
So the 3 of you that are sort of on this guard duty for Katrina. Well, Jasmine, you notice that
Clearly, Jasmine
everyone
is in
else.
front.
Yeah, you notice everyone else has dropped the ball here.
Y'all really letting your guard down. Not smart.
Yeah. You see a blur actually come in pretty fast, Jasmine, from, the direction of Marcus and Camus. As you're walking by this alleyway, Katrina, you are sort of swept into the alley real quick.
Ah!
There is a hand on your mouth, very briefly, just to muffle your noise.
I'm going to speak into their mind and ask, "What do you want?"
Marcus and Camus keep walking.
You see who it is.
Yep.
Yeah, Marcus and Camus keep
Well, I'm
walking.
assuming
No,
as soon as
I'm
the
gonna
tackle
start
happens-
chasing after Katrina and yell Marcus Camus on your left or right, whichever direction it
Right.
is.
But that takes a little bit of time. Katrina, you see who it is, and once she has just eye contact with you, that you're not gonna make noise or scream your head off for guards.
Mm-hmm.
She will remove her hand.
Fuck.
Valeria, if I recall correctly.
Yes. Von Zorovna, I presume.
Believe me, if I had my choice, I wouldn't even be in this god's-forsaken plane.
Did you bring him here? What did you
Not
tell
int-
him?
No.
You didn't tell him anything.
No.
She releases you and is regarding you. And at this point, the rest of you, are sort of running into the alleyway.
I will hold up a hand towards the group and say, "It's fine.
You see
It's
me about
fine."
to crash a vial of holy water over her head.
She sees you and motions for you to get in the alleyway with her. Quick.
Yeah, we'll get in.
And you duck into the alleyway right as some vampires are coming down the street from the other way.
This is
And they
quite
pass
possibly
by.
one of the worst days of my life.
What is going on here?
There's no sense hiding that we know who you are, or at least what you are. So speak quickly.
She gives you this inquisitive look, like, what I am?
You're a vampire, no?
There is a bit of a tense silence. And she looks like she's gonna deny it, like, oh, whatever do you...
I'll give her a glare. Not like a truly intense
Yeah.
glare, but just like a don't.
She will, whatever gave you that impression?
I'm gonna hold up the silver mirror that I got.
Hmm.
A friend has one. He spotted it. Thank you, Marcus, by the way.
I nod.
Clever. What clever companions you have. Are you... She will turn back to Katrina. Absolutely positive that you did not tell the Count anything?
I did not tell my father anything. If I drew him here, it was purely on accident. And if that is the case, I do apologize. I had no intention of any of this happening.
And seeing as you know about myself, have you told anyone?
No. Until about 5 seconds ago, we thought you were on his side.
Jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Oh, I can assure you, I would very much like to keep my presence here in Vallaki an absolute secret.
Same here, though that ship has sailed.
None of his people. She sort of waits for you to take exception to the word people.
I don't.
Know about me. And I would very much like to keep it that way.
What are you even doing here then? In Vallaki, in Barovia?
Oh, well, I'm from here. I believe I told you as much, She'll motion you to, come further into the alleyway, even further away from the main street. I told you that he has not been here, or any vampire has been here in 100 years. I've been here
I
all
mean,
along.
but that was obviously a lie since you've been here.
Well, I'm not supposed to be here.
Where are you supposed to be?
I'm not really sure.
Katrina will sort of tilt her head in curiosity.
I became what I am before all this. I met a man, and, well, that's a whole different story, really, but the...
Before all what? Be more specific.
Before Vallaki closed itself off.
Okay, but not
Count
before...
Count Zarovich began his experiment here. I was in Vallaki when he openly ruled. And he left the city after I was turned. Nobody knew about me, though.
Well, somebody must have turned you. What happened to them?
I don't know. But Strahd's forces departed. I obviously missed whatever memo was sent out, and I was, well, I say forgotten about, but can you really forget what you don't know about? I've been here in the city the whole time.
So when Strahd left, there weren't supposed to be any more vampires left here?
That's my understanding.
So what have you been doing for
So
the
you
last
think
100
he'll
years?
be mad?
I've been, well, living my life. She waits for you to take exception to the word life.
That would require being alive in the first place.
She gives you this look, like, yes, yes. Semantics, hand wave.
So what will you do now? Are you going to leave?
I don't know. I'm quite well situated here. I'd rather not leave my home, if I can avoid it. And, well, let's just say that I haven't spent the past century here in Vallaki without knowing how to hide myself from the people or Strahd.
Apparently you forgot about outsiders as an option.
Honestly, my biggest concern is people like you telling him about me.
Why do you think we would do that?
Honestly, I didn't. But you can understand my concern when I discovered this one's parentage.
Sort of look away.
Yeah. Honestly, you can't blame me for being cautious. And she will
I can't.
step aside in a way that, allows you to, like, she's no longer between you and your group now.
I will take the moment to sort of slowly, methodically walk over to the group and sort of join them once more.
And you'll have to forgive us for being cautious of you.
I understand. She has a bit of a knowing smile that does have fangs in it.
Well, we
Well, for
sort
what
of
it's
stand
worth,
out
I'm
as a group.
glad we've cleared the air.
We sort of stand out as a group, so if you
Yes, you
ever
rather
have
do.
need of us, I'm sure you know how to find us, but
Mm.
is there somewhere we can go to find you? Sort of an in-between. I wouldn't want to risk your secret becoming public knowledge even to us.
Well, I did already offer my home to you,
I suppose you did.
and you remember that you do have directions there. So,
I
Is it
promise I will
out
You
keep that
already
secret.
know.
I can't remember.
I vaguely remember that. And I think I made a joke about how it's weird that the vampire is inviting you into their residence.
If
Speaking of which, do you have a plan, a place, safe harbor?
anywhere but here.
Probably Kresk was our next destination.
Kresk. Really? So
Do you
far
know
away.
something we don't?
It's far away, and I believe they don't like outsiders very much.
Does anyone?
Well, it didn't really seem like Malaki liked us much either.
Fair enough, but perhaps speaking as a resident of Valaki, my saying they don't like outsiders could be telling.
I see.
I understand they have their own wall. The way she says wall is a little distasteful. I remember when they built this wall, you know. She shakes her head as if remembering something unpleasant. But doesn't really elaborate further unless you, I don't know.
Well. If we ever find ourselves in Valaki once more, by necessity or by choice, we'll be sure to pay you a visit.
So you will be leaving tonight then?
That
We're
was the
certainly
plan.
going to try.
For tonight, if we can help it.
That's what she just said.
Yeah, tonight.
I
You're
said
leaving tonight.
before tonight.
Oh, before.
I think
I heard or tonight and
No,
Yeah.
Sorry, my push to talk key stuck a bit,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it cut off the beginning of my word.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in that case. The roads can be.
We know.
That's why we're on our way to get some horses.
You know, the cart in the middle of the stockyard, that colorful abomination.
Yes, that thing.
We are its new owners.
You don't think it stands out?
Oh, of course it stands out, but it's a cart.
Well, I suppose beggars can't be choosers.
We can repaint it.
If you say so.
Goodbye and good luck.
You as well. And she will head off.
I still don't trust her.
With any luck, we'll never meet again.
I
Let's
trust her more than the rest of us. Or than the rest of them, rather.
I trust her more than myself.
That is not what I meant to say, and I corrected myself immediately. I trust her more than the rest of them.
Well, so far she's the only vampire who hasn't actively tried to kill us.
She did tell us what we wanted to know about Victor.
Technically, Vampire Guard number 4 let Jasmine go without any.
Technically.
Although, you know, it was implied. Like, if, you know, I
Come on.
see you again.
Horses.
Yes.
Was it walked her and then horses, or horses and then walked her?
Horses then walked her. We were near the stockyard.
Then we have to drive the cart all the way up and then all the way back. But I guess we'd have to walk. We'll get the horses now.
Well, some of you could take the cart and the horses to the inn and sort of help Irene
That's
and...
in the other direction.
Can we go to the city map real quick?
Yes.
That would be helpful.
So I thought Wachter was actually pretty close to the magic shop.
City
Yes.
Town of Valaki. Okay, here we go.
So, from my understanding, magic shop was like here. Stockyard is here. Lady Walker's house would be sort of up here-ish. So we could drop
okay.
the cart by the inn and
Yeah.
then just walk to Lady Walker's and back.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
To the
Anyway.
stockyard.
Horses. I think with my and Jasmine's above 20 perception, I think we may have seen some horses before we got thoroughly distracted.
Yeah. They're like, oh hey, there are the horse. Oh shit. Yeah. So you're at the
Yeah,
stockyard.
clearly you two were like, oh, there are the horses. Oh god, something else is happening. And the two of us were like, oh cool, horses. Da 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 da.
Clearly.
There are a lot of people here. Not a huge crowd, but there definitely are, a lot
You
of
can
other
handle
people
this.
here.
I'll be by the cart.
Oh, are you here to pick up your cart?
Yeah, yes we are.
We need horses.
And
Do
to
you
buy
sell
some
horses?
for it if you have them.
Horses, you and everyone else.
I was afraid of
Well,
that.
not everyone else has a fuckload of money.
I will hear this conversation, turn back, and just hand you my coin purse before heading off to the cart.
Well,
You as in Marcus.
it will be 375 gold for a horse.
The cart needs 2, right?
Jesus, are you kidding me?
Look
Is that a
around.
draft horse or a riding horse?
We took 50 out of the original funds, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 2 something. My brain.
Fine. You want a draft horse? I can give you one for 300.
Is that enough to pull the cart?
You'll need 2.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be incredibly degrading, but can I wild shape into something that could pull the cart?
Oh man.
Oof.
The whole cart? I don't know about that.
We
Not
have
the whole cart, but-
263 right now.
Oh, substitute one of the horses, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are the rules for your wild shape? I know that different subclasses have different.
Assume
Draft
shape of a-
horses are low enough, like it should be well within
Yeah.
the CR
It's-
requirement.
It's CR 1/2, and at this level they can't fly. I can wild shape into something that can swim, but not into something that can fly. And a draft horse doesn't fly, so.
Yeah, draft horses.
Draft horse
I mean,
has
I'm
rating
pretty sure we can
1/4.
afford
Yeah.
this pretty easily.
Yeah, draft horse is 1/4.
We can afford 2 of them, no problem, with our own money, and then we just tap into the group funds later when we're on the road.
How much money do we have total then?
Okay, well, with just the funds, we're at 263.
It's
And,
300
yeah,
for a single
I'm
horse.
putting in 37 of my own gold to bump it up to 300.
I still have a 100 GP gemstone that I could put in.
I have 55 gold to add to that.
I have 49.
So we're at roughly 200 out of
I
300
have
for the second horse.
225 gold after that 37 subtraction.
So we have enough funds between us to buy 2 horses, assuming the price is the same.
But we'll
Alright.
subtract the first 300. How much is everyone else putting in? Just so I can calculate the rest. So it's at 150 right now?
200 or 199.
Okay, 200. Then I'll drop another 100 just to get that to 300. There we go, 2 draft horses.
I hope it's worth it.
GM.
Alright, you are now the owner of 2 draft horses.
I'll come up to the cart. Who's good at animal handling?
I have decent animal handling. Just because I have
also
high
have
wisdom.
decent animal handling too.
Meta question, do any of us know how to drive this thing?
Isn't that what animal handling is for?
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess. But, like, out of character, there's also, like, proficiencies for this shit. Either way, it's not.
Oh yeah, like land vehicles.
Yeah.
I do not have proficiency in vehicles.
It's easy enough to drive a cart.
Yeah.
But, like, if we get into some high-speed
Yeah.
woodland chase...
Yeah, it matters for like chase stuff, not for like parallel parking.
Yeah. We'll make a note to, like, train in that or something.
Or invest
So
in
you-
a backup character with it.
So you take the cart back to the inn?
Yes. And then, is Beatrix gonna come with us?
Oh, that's up to you.
Does she want to come with us? At least to, get out of Valaki where it's about to be overrun with
As-
vampires.
If we offer, will she accept?
About to be overrun with vampires. What do you mean? As you park the cart, by the inn and get out to like go inside, you do see a couple of vampire guards eyeing you.
I'm gonna, like,
So,
briefly glance outside the cart before, like, ducking my head back inside, seeing the
worst
guards,
case
hoping they
scenario,
didn't see
if,
me.
like, any vampire guards will, like, try to stop us from leaving, like, what business do you have leaving? We can just show them our invitation to Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah.
And be like, your boss wants to see us, so fuck off.
Only works if we're headed in that direction, though.
Very true. Well,
You
Well,
read
there's also
the
the question
book,
of
right?
how many of us can fit
Which
in the
book?
cart.
The the captain's book.
Yeah.
I believe we did, yes.
Yeah. Who has that?
I do.
Okay. Katrina, as you head inside the inn, you see Beatrix reading that book.
Where did you get that?
From your things. Sorry.
Right.
I see book. I take it.
I guess it's harmless,
I'm
not
just
in your
borrowing
hands.
it.
Next
Interesting
time,
read.
ask first, though.
Yeah, sure. Here, be on.
I just nudged
The
between
in-map.
them like you get used to that after a while.
Anyway, we have a cart. It's impossible to miss. It's parked outside. I believe we have one more stop before we can head out of here, but you and Irina can start packing up. Be careful of the guards outside, though. I'm going to take off my cloak of billowing and hand it to Irina. You might want this.
How many people can fit in the cart?
It's a pretty
I
big
assume
cart.
2 people can ride on the
Yeah,
outside.
two, and I imagine 2 can fit outside and 4 can fit
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
We do know it was used to carry around the previous party, I think, right? Or some formation of parties.
So you're leaving then? Beatrix will ask.
Don't you want to leave?
Well, can't say I'm thrilled about all the vampires running around everywhere, but Lady Wachter is in charge now, yes?
Sounds like
Technically.
Strahd is in charge.
Yeah.
Lady
Well,
Wachter at this point is a puppet at best.
Velakovich is not.
Correct.
You honestly can't expect me, the moment we don't have someone hostile to my work in charge, for me to stop. There's
No,
still a
I
plague here, you
suppose
know.
not. Just look after yourself.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
You're very brave, I'll give you that.
Very stupid, but
Well, I think it's admirable, but, you know, to each their own.
Beatrix is in fact not stupid, so shut your mouth.
He looks over at the bar and says, if they're not staying, I can have their room, right?
We did pay for it already.
And the wife is like, no, and the husband is like, yes, simultaneously.
If she can't have it, we're taking her gold back.
He's like, what? They paid already. She's like, fine.
The other room is still free. You can charge someone else for that.
I suppose that's a good compromise.
we paid for all the rooms to be occupied in advance.
Yes.
Yeah, the husband knows that.
Anyway,
If the wife asks, he'll just say, the rooms were all paid for.
Yes.
Don't need to specify who paid for them.
Yes.
Alright.
once we're back in the cart and sort of Irina, under cover of cloak and also bodies, is ushered inside, I'm going to say, well, there is one thing for certain. This cart is very noticeable, and given the guards, I assume they will know it's ours at this point, so there's no hiding. So that is a problem.
By the way, have you read this yet? Beatrix will ask.
Yes, it's from a friend of my mother's.
You received an invitation to Ravenloft, yes?
We did.
Have you reached this chapter here? They're talking about the this manor, this Argenvostalt.
I think we read that part, I don't remember.
If not from that book, we've read up on it from the library.
It was at least mentioned in the sections we read.
What of it?
Have you filled her in at all
Probably bits and pieces.
on the cards? Yeah. It's like I noticed you you mentioned there were places that you had to go to find items,
Yes.
and from the sound of it, so did this group.
Yes. We
And
do
it
that.
looks like
decision.
this item in this Argynvosto's place, I'm betting they didn't acquire. It may still be there.
Was that the one that required the dragon skull?
Yes.
Well,
And
we'll need
here-
to find the dragon skull first.
And here, this Damien fellow mentions that one of their group mentioned it being in Castle Ravenloft.
Yes.
She shows you the page. This may
Got
be
it. Burgle the dragon skull from Castle Ravenloft before we leave so that we can go to Argynvost Hold and get the thing.
this may be a good opportunity. This invitation.
Much as I would like to ignore it entirely, you're right.
She'll
Yeah.
hand you the book back, Katrina.
I'll take it, close it, and set it down inside the cart.
Ah,
We
she
can
told us to
discuss it
do the
later
thing
when we're
we were
outside the
already
city.
Going to do.
Lady Walkers, then. One final goodbye.
Are you bringing Irina with you?
Um,
You gonna pick her
I
back
don't
up
want
later?
us to stop at the inn a second time. So
It's-
if we're taking the cart to Lady Walkers,
let's
then
just
yes,
take the
Irina's
cart-
coming with
let's
us.
just take the
Okay,
cart.
then this is goodbye to Beatrix
Mhm.
for now.
I'll just put the silver and copper from the chest into my inventory.
Okay.
Good, because I don't remember how much it was.
Beatrix will linger near Marcus in this goodbye phase.
Alright. What is it?
I just wanted to say goodbye.
I'm going to see this from afar and speak silently into Marcus's mind and just say, hug the girl already.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, Katrina, you know exactly what's up.
I'll do it. Fine. And I will reiterate that she better not get herself killed before the next time we come back here.
Me? I'm not the one headed towards a vampire castle.
Touche. But I'm not the one staying in a town crawling with vampires.
You really think this is worse than the castle?
No, probably not.
Then stay safe.
I'll be back when I need more potion. How much of that is left, by the way? It's out of character.
Enough. I mean, it's once it's a drop a night
Yeah.
until it's done, and then that's all you need. It's not like
Oh, I thought it was a thing where we needed to get replenished.
no.
Okay, then yeah, scratch that from the record then.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say she's like, oh yes, you want more potions.
Grumble, grumble, drug addict.
No, I'm not a drug addict. I'm an alcoholic. There's a difference.
Fair. I will, continuing to use the telepathic link, say, Think about it this way. This place is dangerous, both here and the castle and everywhere in between. For all you know, this could be the last time you two meet.
You hear from the bar counter, the wife is just like, just kiss already.
We're having this scene in so many different places.
What is what is happening?
Oh, I figured you were just inside, like,
Yeah.
because Beatrix isn't going outside.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's like as you like get up to leave, she stands up and then you're here.
I don't know if we would do it or not.
So she says just kiss already. Beatrix just, nervous laugh.
I'm fucking doing
Smiles
it.
a bit. You kiss.
Katrina just smiles.
Yeah. Let's give Marcus inspiration for that.
Hey!
Nice.
And also Beatrix, although should the time ever come that Beatrix joins the party as a PC,
She'll
They
come
will
in
start
she
with
will-
inspiration.
start with inspiration, yes. Yes, this is a very inspiring moment. This one moment of light and hope and love amidst the darkness of vampires in the city. It cuts through the tension in the room as, all the people who are sort of crammed in here, who are, terrified for their lives, they find it in themselves to go, aww. The moment doesn't last particularly long, but it's there.
And then we go.
So you go. The vampires see you all getting in the cart. They're like, going somewhere?
Yes.
At this hour?
It's not sundown, is it?
Not yet.
Are we gonna
We
have
will
enough
be
time to
leaving
make
the
it to the
city.
Wachter house at least?
Yeah, you have time. It's just you see some, there's just some opportunistic vampires who are like, oh, you're leaving. It's getting kind of late. Where are you going? Okay.
I'm
About
gonna
our-
confer with the rest of the party. Should we show them the invitation now?
That depends. Are we headed east or west?
I mean, we're about to go north, aren't we?
I mean, once we leave the city.
I don't know.
Kresk is west, Ravenloft is east.
Correct.
Well, we do have reason to go to Ravenloft now, so...
If we tell them that, then we're basically locked into that decision.
Do we want to go to Ravenloft with Irina?
That's like...
I mean, we could just show them the invitation. Like how are they gonna know? Like we could just leave the city east, but then like go north around the city, and
True. I say we just do it. Just flex on these scrub vampires.
Up to you. May as well, since we were invited.
We happen to have this invitation here to Castle Ravenloft.
I
Oh,
believe
is
certain-
that so?
Strahd von Zarovich. I don't know if you've heard of him.
just
And
pulls
I'll
out the-
show him the invitation.
His face is good.
I suppose if you want to explain to him why we cannot leave the city and attend this invitation, you're welcome to do so. I'll follow your word to the letter.
He's just like, I hate you so much right now. Is what his face is telling you.
Malicious compliance at its finest.
Have a good day, sir.
Right, like he kind of doesn't believe you when you name drop Strahd. He's like, oh yeah, sure, and then you show
You
him
show
letter,
him
he's
the
like,
seal.
He's like, I fucking hate you. Best not to keep him waiting then.
Which is why we're leaving tonight.
Carry on.
Well, we have one more stop in town, so shall we head over there?
Let's.
You know, we never did find out what happened to Blinsky.
We never did. I hope the poor chap's alright, though we don't really have time to check on him. Too walked as it is.
Alright, you head over to the Walker house. Much the same as before, right? You arrive at the house, you're greeted by the maid, you're led down the stairs.
I'm gonna have Irina join us for this.
Great, because I think she's still on the map.
Who among us can cast Greater Restoration?
Eventually, druids can cast it.
But it's on your spell list, so you can use the scroll.
Right.
You also
It's just
see...
not guaranteed to work.
Are y'all
Wait, is it,
on the
isn't
map?
it?
Can you
What are-
see?
what are
Yes,
the
we are on
rules?
the map. We can see. I will give Valencia a nod.
You mean Valeria?
Valeria.
She's like, oh, we have to stop meeting like this.
We really do. Lady Walker, it would not do to leave the city without at least saying goodbye.
Also, we have something that we think you might.
Yes. We will, you can show me afterwards.
After what?
Well, you notice, there is a meeting in the basement.
There is,
All
in
the
fact.
people- It's all the people from
Of
last
course, of course.
time. Well, we're about to get started soon, but, afterwards,
I'll sort of
inform
hang
me.
by Valeria and just
Chat.
awkwardly stand in the corner.
Yeah. There are refreshments. They, are eager to get started sooner rather than later because of the curfew.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit more of a rushed
I go straight for the
undertone
alcohol.
this time. Yeah. It's like, right, well, best to get to it, as I'm sure many of you wish to get home sooner rather than later, yes? And there's some,
Nervous
Chuckles
laughter.
here and there, yeah, nervous laughter. I'm sure, my friends, many of you are wondering as to the future of Vallaki after today. After all, there were a great many. She spares half a glance, like specifically at Katrina, surprises today.
No kidding.
It's not particularly accusatory, Katrina. It's just like there were a lot of surprises.
Yeah. I'll give her that.
None of us could have predicted that the Count would have shown himself today. You notice she's not saying his name anymore. I did speak with him afterwards, as I had an audience with him. And we have come to an agreement. The word agreement's a little muted, but we've come to an agreement as to what the next steps of Vallaki's governance shall look like. I will give an announcement to the city tomorrow. But for you, my friends, I will tell you now, so that there are no surprises. He does wish things to be as they were before 100 years ago. Does that mean, yes, there will be taxes? Valeria will sort of lean over to you guys and sort of explain, in addition to the tax of coins,
I assumed that would be the case.
it was common for a tax of blood as well. This explanation is not given to, all the nobles here, as they all know what this means. She's just continuing, right, of like all the, the various, policy updates that are going to happen. Most of them don't apply to you, so you sort of tune them out as Valeria is explaining to you what the blood tax means. And then she ends with, but this is fine. We can work with this. Dare I even say, Lady Wachter will sort of dramatically pause, all will be well in Vallaki. Well, the noble's like, please no. And she immediately like, yeah, I'm sorry for that one. She like cringes at repurposing the Valakovich line. She's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, I tried it.
I can
no.
see why he said it now.
My friends, yesterday I told you of prophecy, of the sun, and this will still come to pass. That the Count is here now does not matter.
Oh.
I told you, my friends, as she continues addressing everyone, that that an outsider would help us. That an outsider would return the sun to our sky in Barovia. And today there is someone I would like you to meet. And she will go towards the other side of the room, towards a door.
Katrina will sort of poke her head around the corner to get a better view of what's going on.
Yeah,
Look,
people are shuffling around to look.
I would have moved my token, but I'm eating right now.
And she will open the door. To reveal a tiefling.
Oh no.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck me.
off.
Oh fuck! Look,
Is that the bitch who ambushed us in Blinsky's or a different one?
That's from the intro cutscene for Camus.
Oh, it's backstory!
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
May I introduce my good friend Misery? Thank you, Lady Wachter. She steps out. You also see behind her a familiar face.
What the fuck?
Okay, I don't. Would it be a wisdom saving throw to not just, like, go into an outburst?
Sure,
I
if you want.
definitely audibly gasp.
Seeing Gesh, Katrina will put a hand on your shoulder, Camus.
Yeah, Jasmine, you recognize Gesh. He sees you. He kind of looks away. There's sort of this, like, regret and shame on his face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm shaking a little right now because y'all
Yeah.
fucking told me he died, and I still haven't. That you told me that today. I still haven't fully processed that yet.
But right over here with you guys and not right next to.
I reflexively reach into my pocket. I squeeze that little ball that we stole from Ivan's room.
Ooh. I love it.
You know, the one that he had of Gesh, because I took
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I know the one.
With a 2 on the die, I am going to step forward threateningly.
I forget, did you guys tell us anything about Misery?
I think so.
Okay.
We didn't tell you, like, what she looked like,
I think
but
you mentioned you were chasing a tiefling, like, when we first
Yeah.
ran into each other.
yeah.
Yeah, we probably told you,
And-
like, oh yeah, she was doing all sorts of necromancy stuff in this swamp. And we were trying to stop her from doing that.
And Camus had initially asked if there was a decent chance that she might have come through the mists too, because he didn't want her stuck on the swamp side. You know, keep
Right.
causing.
So as Camus steps forward, right? Misery, she'll look at you, her tail will twitch. Lady Wachter will pick up on this and say, "Oh, do you know each other?"
Why the hell have you brought her here?
Is that directed at Lady Wachter?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured, but didn't want to assume. It says, "This is the prophesized outsider." Of
You're
course.
kidding me.
Also, Gesh, what the hell are you doing here? You fucking died.
He's nothing more than an undead construct now.
Does that?
That's what she
that,
does.
That hurts me. That hurts me a lot.
Gesh opens his mouth to speak and looks at you, and then closes his mouth. He doesn't really know what to say.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say either. I'm just gonna scowl at you, but it's kind of
Misery will sort of say something. She's like, "Of course I brought him back, just as I'm going to bring the sun back for you."
I'm gonna sidle up to Marcus and whisper, "Can you see either of them?"
What? Not really a good angle for a mirror.
You can at
I mean,
least
you
try.
can move around the crowd. But yeah, the rest of the people here are sort of oohing and awing as like, oh, this person was dead. Oh, well, of course I brought him back. Oh, she can do that?
Yeah,
Kind
it's
of
called
impressed.
necromancy. Ever heard of it?
Well, one
it's just
person.
funny because technically I was undead before, sort of. And it's just kind of funny because Camus is like, oh, he's an undead construct now, and I'm like, I was kind of an undead construct
Hey,
before.
please.
I'm actually not sure if Camus knew you were a revenant.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
That's up to you guys whether or not you want him to have known.
No, I think it'd be funnier if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Jasmine know?
The thing is, she hasn't seen me since that time.
Oh.
Undeath is a social construct.
Well, what you call necromancy, I call resurrection.
You know that's not true. They're slaves under your control.
Well, why don't we ask him? Gesh, are you a slave?
I am nobody's slave.
Well, you're playing as Jasmine right now.
Well, yeah, okay, I don't know who. Sorry.
But he will say, no, I am no slave.
I'm going to use telepathic speech and ask them privately, do you really mean that?
He does. He telepaths, back to, well, he doesn't telepath so much as he returns your telepath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's how the future works.
There isn't a verb in the English language
You can reply to this message.
that properly conveys psionic communication
Mm-hmm.
for understandable reason.
Yeah.
He is slave to no one, perhaps himself and his own circumstance and weakness.
Okay. I'll leave it be for now, but I understand the party's hesitation towards these two individuals.
I've seen your work. I've seen your resurrections. It's an abomination.
Guys, I'm starting to think Lady Walker's an idiot.
It's a wonder that you didn't join with the frickin' devil. Because he seems far more up your alley. Except perhaps that you can't manipulate him as easily as you can these people.
Also, bitch probably didn't get a magic card reading.
God, imagine. Oh man, imagine if she went to get a card reading and it's like, no, I can't give you a card reading. The last people broke my deck. That'd be really funny, someone who wants to be the hero. Not that that's what's going on with this individual, but I just thought that would be funny. She will simply place a hand on Lady Walker's shoulder. It says, ignore him. He is frustrated, I think.
You think I'm frustrated? I'll tell you that I'm frustrated.
We had a bit of a disagreement, you see, when we last saw each other.
She was using an artifact to bring back an army of undead.
Yes, and
I suppose you still have that on you?
wouldn't such an army be really useful right about now, Truly, Lady Wachter, if I could use it to help you against your current, shall we say, predicament, I would. But alas, and she will glance at Camus. Roll insight. Okay, you know for an absolute fact, right, that the look of regret and like sorrow and
Crocodile tears.
yeah, she's crocodile like alas, my disagreement with this man has hindered my ability to help you and your people, Lady Wachter. And oh, how I regret how our last meeting went.
You can lie to these people, but you can't lie to me.
She gives you a tail flick and a cock of her head, as if to say, I don't have to. Like, oh, I don't need you to fall for my bullshit. I need these people. She's fine with this.
A cleric with Zone of Truth would be, like, super useful right now.
Yeah.
The cleric period would be super useful right now.
I have good news and bad news.
Rangers can get Zone of Truth, but you don't have it.
One of my ranger types can get Zone of Truth, and I have it. Bad news is I'm out of level 2 spell slots.
Yep. Ah.
I don't remember if I got it from. I think I got it from Monster Slayer, but I don't remember. Anyway.
But yeah, the all the people in the room are sort of looking at this sort of argument between Camus and move you forward so that you're more in shoutable distance to her. Basically, they're looking at the tension and argument between the two of you. She still is resting a hand on Lady Walker's shoulder. She will, Lady Wachter will say, right, well, if the two of you could resolve your disagreement, that would be great. Because I would be very happy to have all of you at my side.
Perhaps we do all share a common enemy.
Dark times make for strange bedfellows.
You can't all be serious.
I trust Gesh.
Gesh isn't him. Oh my goodness.
We don't have the luxury of worrying about it right now. We have bigger problems to attend to.
Fine.
We are going to do such great things together.
Was that Misery that said that?
Yes, it's Misery. Yes, Lady Walker, I will help you. But to do it, I need your help in return. And in turn, Lady Walker says, I need the support of all of you, my friends. Only together can we make the sunrise. And the people all around you are like sort of murmuring in agreement, like
Perhaps.
yeah. They're tentatively agreeing. They're like, yeah, togetherness, unity. I'm down for that. They're not like quite, rah cheering, but they're receptive.
We'll see about that.
I'm gonna
But
sort
it
of
is. Sorry, what were you
go
saying?
ahead. Continue.
Lady Walker's saying, but it is getting late, and I'm afraid with the new rules in place, we will have to plot our next steps another time.
I'm gonna sort of head over to the rest of the group and sort of nudge them back into the corner near Valyria. Just before she leaves, I want to talk to her about something.
All right.
I want to ask Gesh if he still has Van Richten's journal and if I can have it.
Yeah, Misery
That's fair.
will say to Gesh, why don't you go catch up? And he will start to step towards your direction. She will block him off with her tail really quick and say, just remember who brought you back. And then she'll grin and let him go. And then Misery will take Lady Walker off into the other room. No, I don't want to grab the commoner.
We still need to talk to Lady Walker, though.
Yeah, they're just, discussing something.
There will be
Like, the
time
door's
enough for
still
that.
open, yeah. Camus?
You're not Gesh. Gesh was dragged away by the captain of the Vampire Guard. How did you come into her possession?
She found my body.
How? It was being dragged away by a vampire. Did the vampire give it up? You were going to become part of
Don't
his
believe
zombie
so.
army.
When I woke up, she was driving a cart of bodies.
How did she get yours?
Well, she sort of stole the bodies. And, he gives you this look like, that's something she would do, right? Like,
Well, at least they're not joining the Devil's army.
Maybe not the devil, but a devil.
Perhaps.
Says, I never told you about my oath, did I? My oath to the Raven Queen.
I knew you served the Raven Queen, but
But how or why? I died before, on the field of battle.
Is that why I hadn't seen you?
Yes.
Why didn't you... Why didn't I know?
I'm not the same as I once was, Jasmine. We could never... He doesn't really finish the sentence.
I wanna reach out and touch him.
You do. He seems pretty consistent with when you played as him. So
Yeah.
those details are, up to you. You see, Camus, I fell in battle and was on the verge of death. And that was when I met the Raven Queen, and she gave me a choice. As I was on the verge, she was able to send me back with the purpose of doing her work in this realm. Or that realm, as I am not sure we are. I'm not sure where we are.
Wherever the hell Barovia is.
That is why I joined you, Camus. Because the Raven Queen demanded that I strike down any and all who would subvert the natural cycle of death. I was a revenant, returned by the grace of the Raven Queen alone. When that vampire killed me, and he shudders. This place, this realm, it is unlike any other. The gods are not here, Camus. Do you understand what that means?
I've never
Means-
put much faith in God,
It
so
means don't run cleric.
The Raven Queen is not here. She cannot reach me. Conversely, even in death, there was nothing, Camus. There was nothing. Only mist and darkness and he's really trembling now. I couldn't. I thought to myself, if there was any way to escape this fate, this death in this land, I would take it, and that's when I saw
The Skyrim meme.
the Skyrim.
You're finally awake.
That's when misery found me. She used her artifact, and, well, I could have ignored its pull, but I didn't. I let her bring me back. Don't you see, I broke my oath. And as he says this, you see the full wash of regret and sorrow on his face. I have risen willingly through the power of Orcus now. I am still myself, but I failed. And the Raven Queen could never take me back now, even if... Well, it doesn't matter now. Not in this place. And he sort of slumps against the wall. He can't really seem to look at you anymore. You or Jasmine.
How could you ally with her?
He literally just told you.
Yeah, Jasmine seems to understand him a little better now.
I don't think
Or-
we had
or
a
it
choice,
seems-
Camus.
Yeah. Jasmine, because you know Gesh so well. Because you ran him. No. He seems like broken right now. Like the trauma of breaking his oath.
This man needs a drink.
He seems very defeated. And that's why he's with Misery. He is resigned to her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that hurts.
I will hand
to
Gesh
see.
my unfinished drink.
He'll just take it. He doesn't really look at you, but he nods. And then takes, a swig and hands it back.
Sorry we couldn't save you.
Yeah.
But if it does mean anything, we owe our lives to you.
You see the ghost of a half smile form on his face for, a second.
That's the best I'm gonna get. After a moment, I will ask him if he still
Ask him about the journal.
still has Van Richten's journal.
Yeah, let me get that. And he'll step into the room and then come back and hand it to you.
Thanks. There's still much we can learn from this thing.
Probably better in your hands than, well...
I understand. I kind of whisper to him, don't suppose you can tell us what she's really up to?
Well... She still serves Orcus. She's trying to reach him from here. The skull, I think, has some connection, but it's weaker.
The skull's the artifact, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't understand the magic of it all, but She's trying to get more power.
Good to know.
Eventually, your conversation sort of run its course.
Yeah.
Was Katrina saying something to Valeria up there?
She would have tried to politely and somewhat awkwardly wait for the rest of the group to finish their conversation, and once it seems to have flagged, she will say, boys, and also Jasmine, do you mind coming over here to have a little talk?
Yeah, we have to wait for Lady Wachter anyway, so...
Yeah.
I will go to Katrina hesitantly. I'll look back at Gash as I go.
He will look at you as well, and then look away. And, down at his feet.
I guess there's only one kiss happening this session.
I don't know.
So,
This night has been rather full of surprises. And
so it has. I just downed the rest of my drink.
given circumstances, it seems very likely that we are about to make our way to the castle.
So it would seem.
I don't want Irina anywhere near that place. I'll just look at Valeria.
He will look back at you and look at Irina. In
Can
exchange for keeping my secret?
I was going to do that anyway, but yes.
Well, I suppose I had offered my home anyway. And she'll smile.
At least until we're back.
Of course.
It's not a bad idea.
I'll look at Irina to see what she thinks.
You're sure I shouldn't go?
Your brother did want us to keep you safe from him. Going right to his castle seems counterproductive to that goal.
Or I could get this nonsense over with.
Somehow I doubt it would.
You think we're going there to take on Strahd? We couldn't even.
Well, when you put it that way.
We couldn't even
I don't
face
know, I
6
just-
of his minions.
We're not ready to face him yet.
For someone who's given me so much trouble, I would have at least thought to meet him face to face.
Believe me, when the time comes, you can be there.
To just look him in the eye and ask him what is... I don't even know.
Yeah, I just gotta put my hand on the
Someday
shoulder
you'll
like,
get the chance.
when we're ready to take him on, we'll be sure to bring you along.
You and all 14 of your hit points.
Well, perhaps by that time one of us will be dead and running her as a character.
Yeah, perhaps.
Perhaps in the
That'll be one hell of a
meantime,
training montage. Getting her.
perhaps in the meantime, while we're gone, Valeria can give you some tips on magic. I believe she's a very studious individual.
And
Yes, I've been reading in my spare time for the past She leaves the actual time span hanging off because there are, other people in this room. But yes, you could say I've been reading recreationally for some time. Yes.
Indeed. Oh, I'll also mention to Irina that Beatrix will also still be in town if she needs anything.
Beatrix, that was your friend responsible for the plague treatment, yes?
The alchemist, yes.
Well, I said this quietly to Irina.
Well, yeah, but
Valera is overhearing me. That's fine.
I mean, she's right next to the both of you,
Yeah,
and presumably has a vampire hearing.
that too.
Well, yes, that seems like a good person to know.
Give her a glance and be like, nothing bad better happen to her.
Of course not.
Then Marcus is going to reluctantly trust this vampire.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Yes.
Very reluctantly.
She considers offering a hand to Marcus to shake on it. You see her considering it.
I look at her expectantly.
She will offer the hand to shake.
I will
Reluctantly
shake it.
take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I give that look and that shake, like we're agreeing to this, but I don't like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. She gives you this look of, I won't be offended if you wash your hand religiously right now after this. I hope you won't, but I accept that I accept the possibility that you will. If that makes sense.
You can't catch vampirism from a handshake.
Digs her nails into your arm.
As far as I know, you can't suck blood through fingernails. But I mean, I'm not actually saying any of this, but yeah. And now we wait for Lady Walker so we can tell her
Yes,
good news.
Lady Walker will exit. Gesh will go back in. Says, yes, you had something to tell me. Everyone's really starting to leave by this point.
Yes, a farewell gift of sorts, since we are about to leave the city for some time.
We'll be back, of course.
Of course.
Okay.
What is it? Victor's head, I hope?
No, but something nearly as good.
Perhaps better.
An apology and a cure.
A cure?
For your daughter.
To cut to the chase, we've obtained a scroll of greater restoration, and we are willing to attempt to use it. I can't confirm that it will definitely work,
But it is the best chance we have so far.
Oh, I can help with the casting of that.
I'll see misery out of the corner of my eye and just, we're good, thank you.
Are you sure? Maybe we should.
Now, these two are very fine spellcasters. I'm sure they can figure something out. Put my hands on Katrina and Camus's shoulders.
I kind of look at you skeptically.
I think we should let Misery do it.
Let's not.
What's the worst that could happen? It's the scroll's already there.
I mean, mechanically, is there any reason that it won't work? That we know of?
There's
so
a chance.
I have to. The caster needs to make an Arcana check
Yeah, it's an Arcana
to see
check.
if they can successfully cast the spell from the scroll.
DC is, I think, 10 plus the scroll's level. So 15.
If you are capable of casting, like if you have the spell slot level, then you don't need to make the check.
But
none of us
it's
have
5th
even
level.
close to 5th level.
So we would. But yes, that is how spell scrolls work.
Okay.
Also, as you put your hand on my shoulder as one of the capable spellcasters in the room, I'm just gonna be like, "What the fuck? I can't do
Now,
that."
it is worth noting those are the rules for casting a spell scroll in combat.
Yes,
It
that's
might
fair,
be easier, or you might get advantage if you're taking your time with it.
especially with guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing. Is aiding.
Mm-hmm. I think, however,
And the cantrip guidance, I think, is what you were referring to.
yes, guidance in multiple forms. We have, I think, 2 spellcasters in our current party who have the spell on their spell list for leveling up. Camus and Jasmine.
Is it on
So-
the list?
Yes, it
It's
is.
a
I
bard
just
spell.
checked. I literally just checked. So we do have 2 spellcasters who can help each other in casting this scroll out of character. All that is left is to make the attempt.
Well, you're the magic experts here. I'll let you decide what you want to do.
Okay, we can try.
All right, you rebuff misery, and you're like, no, we'll do it. She's just like, all right.
She's trying to steal our glory.
Yeah, that's the sense you get. All right, she's trying to. Well, Camus especially. This is just your assumption is that.
It's just spite.
Yeah. She's trying to dig her claws deeper into Lady Wachter. Actually, Camus, give me an insight check.
You. F.
You are not actually sure as to Misery's own skill capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know that she, as a warlock, she mostly gets her power from Orcus.
Yeah.
You don't know how much is actually her ability to operate a spell scroll.
More reason for us to do it. Let us go then.
That is, of course, Lady Wachter, if you accept.
Roll persuasion.
I will gladly do so. That's a 12.
Yeah, she's looking between you and Misery. And then finds like, well, I suppose a group casting would be the best option, yes? And Misery's like, okay, fine, you can do it. I want a group cast with you losers. She doesn't say that, but you know,
That's the intent.
that's the intent.
Too many cooks spoil the broth, as they say.
Yeah.
Too many spellcasters
Yeah,
out
she
of
she
sync
looks
with one
back at
another.
Misery for affirmation. And she's like, "Fine, do what you want. I'm a solo caster. I work alone, but do what you want."